Hey, it's Aaron with the Mowing in the Dark Lawn Care Podcast.
Hey, this is Tony's Lawn Care Talk.
Hey guys, Cameron here with the Lawn Care Life in Missouri.
Hey guys, this is Dan White with Lawn Care Unscripted.
What up guys, it's Phil with Phil's Lawn Care.
And you're listening to the Turf Nerds.
Well, Greg, I think I sound like a bullfrog again. I came down with another funky head cold the past 2 weeks. I think I might have gotten it from Hannah, and then previous to that, I was battling like a month-long spout with, I think, allergies. I should probably get tested for allergies, shouldn't I?
You should. You got a kitty cat sitting around the house, and you're out mowing lawns. Not right now, but you're out mowing.
But not now.
Yeah. But I mean that'll linger. That'll still bother you if it gets into your lungs, gets down into bronchioles. That's a tough cough, and then you're still sniffing and stuff. So, but yeah, allergy testing is the way to go. I finally, for years I had bad allergies and went in to see the doctor, and he said okay, and I wound up scoring a 98 on my test.
Really?
Didn't even study. And but I scored a 98, and he said, "Yeah, you're in the upper 2%, Greg."
You know what you told them when you scored the 98?
Hello, this is Greg.
Right?
Yes, but he was, he finally did all the tests on me and found out that I had ragweed and dust and molds and cats and dogs and all kinds of stuff that I was allergic to.
When did your allergies start getting bad? Because I'm almost 34, guys. I feel like it hasn't gotten bad to the last, I'd say, probably when I hit 30. So about 3 years ago, Greg, it started to get bad. I feel like I'm getting old, right?
How long have you had the cat?
Well, we've had the cat for about 3 years. So we rescued her. I'm hoping it's not the kitty, but I was still stuffed up before that. I think that was from lawn care. It's smart, Greg. You wear the gator when you're out mowing, but it might be the kitty dander. But I think I'm in self-denial, aren't I? I
pretty much believe you are. My allergies were bad all my life. I mean, I would mow my mom's lawn, and it was not a big lawn, and it would take me 3 hours because I'd have to stop and take a break.
It's a long time. Well.
Yeah, and I'd have to stop and take a break and recover, and then go back out and start it all over again. And so for years, I didn't finally give up until I was 37, and finally went in to get tested.
Well, I think I should probably go see an allergist here while we still have time, guys. So catch you up to speed here a little bit, guys. Had some more snow, Greg, come through. In that meantime, we've both been dashing. You've been a DoorDasher. Wait, hold on, a DoorDash expert, right? Greg is not in the snow game.
Wait a minute, I can't talk. I can't talk. I got to take this order.
Yeah, wait. Hey, sorry, guys. Wait, hold on. Another order popped. Anyway, so I did a nice 14-hour salt and plow shift with the guys a couple days ago. Shout out to Rocky and Matt, Ryan and Derek. I think we're going to try to get Ryan and Derek on the show. They seem pretty game for it. We want to go talk about all things snow and ice management with them, and they got a really cool story because their lawn business has been around for 50 years, and they kind of run it. Greg, I was on the Multi-Force with the plow, and you can get it's their Multi-Force, and you can get this wing attachment for it. It's incredible. I think it's a $2,000 plow with the weight wheels and everything. And so I was doing a great job at taking care of all the city walks and all the walks over at this senior living complex that we do. It's incredible, Greg. But I think if I put the plow in my Multi-Force and I were to even power wash it off every time, I think it would still turn into rust because the salt right now for us, Greg, you can attest, it's destroying everything, isn't it?
Yeah, salt is beaten up as much as it can. That's its whole goal, I believe, is to just go out and attack. And I'm sorry, excuse me. I just went by a truck today. I was really surprised at how bad it had rusted. And it wasn't even a salt truck. It was just somebody's business vehicle. And I couldn't believe how high the rust had gotten up on the back of the truck. It was like a box truck, and the rust was 6 feet up. And so, yeah, the salt is doing its best to beat everything up.
Yeah, their multi-force, it still looks pretty good for getting beat by the salt. Because they take care of it. They're not as wild and crazy as me. I think I said this in past episodes, my Echo 85W salt spreader, guys, that is doing a fantastic job because I've been keeping great upkeep on it. So that was a pretty good shift. We actually hooked up their, I think it was their 7 by 18 or 20 trailer to my truck, and then I went around. The brakes worked great on that, so it was a really good shift. So if you guys see, I'm kind of rearing to go for spring right now, and I have a Titleist hat on. Greg, we hope that, as we talked about in a previous episode, we hope to kind of golf more, but I'm just all getting hyped up for hopefully having some more free time during the weekend so we can knock out some more landscape jobs, and also you and I to go hit the sticks. Oh, hey, we got a new drop. Hey, Tony, you're finally on it. So, hey, guys, the next time you're out there mowing, you got about 6, 7, 8 more lawns to go. Just think of Tony.
We got 6, 7, 8 more lawns. We gonna do it up. We gonna do.
I would rather talk about 6, 7, 8 more lawns to go than 6, 7, 8 more commercial jobs to go, because as much as I love snow, I hate it. But because we're all over the map right now, Greg, but a lot of guys in this industry, from what I've seen, and we talk about this a lot, and I've talked about this with my buddies Derek and Ryan and my buddy Nick, is all about apparel for your lawn care business and kind of what to wear. And I want to start by talking about shoes, Greg, because I've been through Cujo's, Red Wings, Merrell's, DeWalt's, and other pairs of shoes. And Greg, you have to admit, it doesn't matter what kind of brand it is. If you walk 10 miles a day, you're going to wear all of them right down to nothing, aren't you?
Let me see. I've gone through I go about a pair a year is how I've been going through my boots.
Yeah.
And I looked at some Red Wings, and the thing about the Red Wings is you can replace the sole, and they're a couple $100 for the pair of boots, and you can replace the sole for $75 to $100. And I started thinking, well, wait a minute, I could just buy a brand new pair of boots for $75 to $100, and I just replace them every year. So I just decided I'm just going to, I like the hiking boots, and I found that those have worked out really well for me. And surprisingly, the Skechers, I'm trying to look up which one it was.
Did you go to Gander Mountain? Wasn't it Gander Mountain where you found, like you found a really good deal on them, didn't you?
No, I think I got them on. Where did I originally get them? Cabela's. That's my winter boots. Those are the original winter boots. Remember those insulated ones you were really impressed with? But the Skechers Relament, Relment hiking boot, RELMENT. I've been using those for the past couple of years. I saw somebody had recommended them on one of the groups, and I've been using those for the past couple years, and I've been really pleased with them. And granted, they wear out a little bit, but I figure by the time they're worn out, they're beat up enough that it's just time to get a new pair anyway. So, but I got them. I eventually just got them on Amazon for they go anywhere from $60 to $120, depending on what time of year you're buying them.
That's crazy. And so I used to rock the Cujo boots, Greg, back in the day. I think Cujo has improved, because didn't you, when we were at the expo, Greg, I thought Hannah went over there, but you also went over to their booth, right? And none of those shoes fit you, but didn't they say they redesigned their boots?
They said they had a redesign on them, and they were supposed to last a little bit better than what they were. I have a high instep, and so I couldn't fit in the shoes. They were just too tight. I imagine they probably loosen up a little bit over time, but for me, they just didn't really fit right. And that's why when I buy these Skechers, and that's the other thing, is since I have a high instep, I generally need to buy a wider boot just so I can get my instep in there a little more comfortably. And that's the thing about the Skechers, they do offer a wide sole on those too, so that gives me a little bit of room to work.
I've also had some heavy boots. I think I had a pair of Timberlands once, but the current DeWalt's that I'm wearing, guys, haha, you can make fun of me. They haven't caught on fire yet. If anyone knows that joke, it was a couple of years ago at the expo. One of the DeWalt mowers, Greg, that battery mower, caught on fire. But the shoes, the DeWalt boots, which I think I got them from Dunham's, they've held up, but you got to get 2 pairs of every shoe because these have lasted a whole lot longer, and the soles haven't just, I guess, worn out the heel, or the whole bottom part hasn't worn out to crud. But what I've noticed is that you don't want a boot, at least for me, that's too high, because you want to be able to walk quickly while you're whipping, because I've worn some heavy boots and I feel like I'm a lot more tired because I've trimmed in just like regular old like running shoes before, and I'm flying around. But the payback you pay for that, Greg, if you don't have a steel toe or a composite, if you are whipping around and you whip a lava rock or something, you can do some damage to your toe, can't you?
I did something one time. I had a rock that came up and hit my shin, and I tell you what, that thing took forever to heal. It hurt. And, I've been hit all over the place, and that one was bad. I remember, fortunately I wear the glasses, and we've kind of talked about that once before, is I wear safety glasses. I know guys out there that don't wear safety glasses. That's just nuts.
That is crazy. Yeah, that's bad news.
I can't tell you how many times I've had sticks come right up and hit me in the glasses. I never even saw it coming, and, it would have taken your eye out. But no, you were talking about the shoes. I've worn tennis shoes, didn't really care for it. They just didn't feel as comfortable, oddly. And but I did notice that I moved a little bit faster. I do like the boots just because it gives you a little bit more protection. You were talking about having 2 pair. The other advantage to that is we were talking earlier is about, or before we got on, is having that second pair of shoes. And then if one of the boots wears out, keep the other boot. So if the right shoe wears out, keep the left one because you've got 2 pair of boots. If your left one on the other one happens to wear out, you don't have to go out and buy another set of shoes. You've just got that extra boot as a replacement.
I didn't even think about that, and it's way better just to buy 2 up front. I did rock a pair of Red Wings, as I've already said, and I thought they had like a 1-year warranty or something, but something happened where mine didn't qualify, and then we fought them on it, and then I won. But those shoes, Greg, the Red Wings are pretty expensive. I think they're over $300. My brother-in-law, he works for Wolverine Worldwide, and he gets steals on Merrell shoes. I like the Merrell shoes, but I just feel like after I walk 10 miles a day, I just basically just wear them down to crud. So I just been rotating through my DeWalt's every 1 to 2 weeks now, and I've been pleased with that, except when it gets in the summer, though. I noticed I've developed athlete's foot, so I guess during the winter, guys, if you can kind of find kind of a long boot, like a longer boot that covers up your shin, but I think during the summer, winter, but during the summer, like a mid or like a shorter kind of heavy duty boot, so then you're able to kind of move around quickly is what has really helped me out. So your apparel pick for your shoe, Greg, would definitely be those Skechers, correct? That's something that you've been rocking those for a while now, haven't you?
I think I'm on maybe my 3rd year using the Skechers. And like I said, $80 to $100, that's not too bad. Like you mentioned the Red Wings at $200-300. That's expensive. And then you got to, I don't know, I just don't want to spend another $75. Like I said, I can just buy a new pair at that point. They're waterproof. And that's helpful too. After a certain amount of time, the waterproof doesn't last. After a little bit, but that's usually I've found when I'm starting to get a little bit of a hole in them, tearing them up a little bit. But you have a great idea though, having that backup pair. 2 pair, you rotate them. In my old days of sales, I used to have. I think I had like 5 pair of dress shoes, and I would just rotate through each day, wearing a different pair every day, and that made those shoes last a long, long time. I still have a few pair of them, and never wear them anymore, but I still have a couple old pair of them. My
pick, Greg, is it's weird for me to say this. It's got to be the DeWalt boots for now. I just hopped on their website, guys. I think mine were $120 or around $100 from Dunham's, but DeWalt, they actually have a pretty good lineup of boots, and they seem to be built well, because I'm getting tired, Greg, of walking around and have all the boots they all fall apart at the sole area. So we hope, like, we kind of been riffing on the boots here for a while, guys, but we kind of hope that these recommendations, I mean, we've listed off a ton of brands. You could probably do this with every brand. Oh, I also have worn some cat work boots too, but I really feel like the DeWalt's have held up better than the Cats. Yeah, that's funny. But hey, Greg, shirts. For the longest time in my biz, especially not to get run over, you got to wear high visibility stuff, and took me this long to realize this. Don't get a 100% polyester shirt, because they're impossible to wash off. Like, you can't get any stain off. It's got to be at least a 50-50 cotton to polyester mix, and get a high visibility color. I've done long sleeve like the neon colors, but I've kind of switched from like long sleeve to at least a short sleeve shirt from now. I think it technically, wearing a short sleeve shirt, you're actually warmer, because if you do, because I used to wear long sleeve everything, like everything I still do for pants, but especially for the shirt, I kind of want to work on my horrible tan. Like, you tan nicely, Greg. I don't tan at all. I'm just a big white sheet ghost. And so, but you want to make sure that you're visible. So any 50-50 blend shirt, just look them up on Amazon, has really helped me to be seen. But Greg, there's been a couple of times where even wearing high vis stuff, I've almost gotten run over. People don't even care for you on the streets.
You got to be careful out there, and part of it, I've stepped out in front of cars without. That was my fault, where I've almost stepped out in front of a car. And but fortunately, I had on something that was bright, and they saw me coming. So I fortunately am still able to have this conversation with you.
Well, praise God, because if you weren't here, I don't know who I'd talk to. No one wants to listen to just me, right?
No, we. The funny part is I've had. I just bought a bunch of long sleeve. Like on Temu, I went on and bought 5 long sleeve shirts for nothing, like $15 or something. They were cheap, and but I'm starting to think about going to a long sleeve just to kind of protect myself a little bit more from the elements, from the sun. But dry tech shirts, that's the way to go. You really got to get something. And I had a kid helping me out a few years ago, and he came in wearing a cotton shirt, and I said, no, not 100% cotton. Don't do that anymore. You'll be dead. Because that just gets heavy.
You need something that wicks some sweat, right?
Yeah, and it's amazing how heavy just a cotton T-shirt gets. And but the odd part is I've had, I usually wear royal blue for whatever reason. I have a bunch of royal blue shirts, and those are, those stand out. They're not, not the orange or the yellow, but they're pretty bright, and it's just odd. I think I have like 5 shirts that are all bright, the royal blue colors.
Like, Greg, you know how you can also stand out is with Green Frog Web Design. We have to do the ad read, guys. It's more than just an ad read. Ezra is an actual personal friend way up there in Canada. Hey, he's got some spring deals coming through. He's offering pay-per-click advertising right now, guys. With PPC, your business can appear at the top of search results. We riff on this every show, but hey, we're getting closer and closer to mowing right now, guys. And if people are searching for things on Google, you got to be up there at the top. The keywords is huge. Greg, I think Ezra has been a blessing to at least our podcast to get those numbers back up in the top. And I'm getting closer and closer. I think because I'm doing a whole business revamp, I think I might get a website for E&D Lawn Care, but then I'm going to have business grown out of my ears, aren't I?
Yes, you will. And that's going to be interesting to see how that affects your business. If you do that, it's going to help you grow quite a bit, probably. But I just saw somebody on the Facebook groups, one of them or a couple of them, and guys asking, what should they do? Should they get a website or the just a Google business page? And I said, granted, the website's the business page, I believe, is free, but if you go with a website, you'll pay, first month is $1, and then after that, then you've got your he's got your fees that he's keeping you up at the top of that page. But that's important. That's going to more than offset that Google business page.
And that is really, really well said. I almost want to have Ezra target a website for just blade sharpening, because I have the Magnamatic 8200 blade sharpener. Guys, I know I might be biased and high on it. It's a quality sharpener. It makes the RBG 712 look small, but that's also a great sharpener though too. But go to greenfrogweatherdesign.com, guys, and reach out to Ezra and tell them that Uncle Greg sent you.
Hello, this is Greg.
So, Greg, you were talking about long sleeve shirts for work. You're going to kind of switch back over to them. I kind of might do that this year, but I'm sticking with the short sleeve. But the long sleeve's nice because you don't get crap and dirt all over your arms. There's been a couple days when it's super humid and, even June, July, August, when it's the dog days in the summer, you're already just dripping and you're mowing and you're just mowing up dirt everywhere. I come home and Hannah's like, is that you? Because it's like, I'm that dirty on my arms. And also just by wearing a long sleeve shirt, as I said, I think you are cooler, but it just protects you from just the elements of getting, stung or bit by a bug. My 15 years of mowing grass, Greg, I've been stung by like 6 bees, and that was all from one tree. I bumped into a tree. This is probably 7 or 8 years ago. I was mowing with the Exmark Laser Z E-Series 60, and I hit a tree. And all of a sudden, I got stung like 3 times in the back of the neck and a couple times in the arm, and I was like, what was that? If I was wearing a long sleeve shirt, they might have not been able to get to my arm. So shirts are really important. And you were talking about Temu, Greg. I've bounced around. I bought some work pants off Temu, which is nice, but I went back to some work pants I bought last year, guys. They're called CQR. Now, this is my pick for this, guys, for like pants. Even my buddies Derek and Ryan wear this. So my top apparel pick for pants. You got to check these out. They're $45. They're called CQR Men's Tactical Pants, water resistant ripstop cargo pants, lightweight EDC work. They got over 20,000 ratings here on Amazon, and they're 65% polyester and 35% cotton. And I feel like, Greg, that these hold up really, really nice. I think all of them come with a little free belt with them too, and they're easier to wash. If you wash all your stuff, guys, you're like, here's the problem. You could go every other day washing things, but as soon as I get home, Greg, I don't know if you do this. As soon as I get home, I take off my clothes and wash them right away, because I try to I guess aim at the game in this business is to look presentable. And if you're showing up with oil stained shirts and everything, right, people are not really going to want to work with you. So I try to keep my stuff washed like nonstop.
I usually rotate through my shirts every day. The pants, it depends on how bad they are. If I had a good day, I don't have to clean them right away. Then I don't usually do that. The shirts, like you said, going back to what you said about the long sleeve, is you stop at the gas station to fill up, and you go into the restroom, and you're just looking at your arms and how dirty they are, but it's amazing how much better you feel after you wipe those, after you wash your arms off and such. But you see how bad the sink looks. I always feel bad about that.
Oh boy.
But it's exactly what you just said. That going to that long sleeve, it's going to keep your arms not so dirty, and it's going to keep you fresh. You're not going to be as hot because you don't have that dirt all over your arms, because you're not breathing. Your body's not breathing because you're so covered in dirt.
I noticed that too. I think my allergies kicked up because I'm coming home and my arms are just full of dirt. Then I'm sneezing in everything. It's quite bad. So guys, check out these pants. I'll link them here in the show description. But I've been also high on anything Costco, 32 degrees. I've already mentioned this, but get the men's Heat T 2-pack. They're like $12, and also the pants, the heat pants, are also $12. Greg, these come in clutch. I've worn these for snow, dashing, doing leaves. They keep you really, really warm, and I've been beyond pleased with that. And for jackets and stuff, picks for jackets, I like Carhartt, Greg, but you'd probably admit with Carhartt, they've kind of become a name brand, and they're kind of pricing themselves out of the normal person who can afford their stuff. I did find a deal for a Carhartt jacket at Dunham's, but I've also bought some knockoff high visibility jackets, and they do okay. But I noticed, Greg, with a lot of my jackets and stuff, the zippers have busted. But certain select Carhartt jackets, if you can get one nice Carhartt jacket for like winter work, plowing, doing leaves, that's the way that I would go. But What jacket do you wear, Greg? Because it seems like you're kind of wearing the same jackets, and they've held up for a while, haven't they?
I got one of my coats I got at Cabela's, and what brand is it? I got to think of Duck. I forget what they call it. Yeah, but I think they have a called Duck something. And I apologize, I didn't look it up before I came down here. But it's held up pretty well.
You said Duck,
I've
right?
liked it. Yeah.
Wow.
But that one's held up pretty well. I got it as a almost like a khaki color, and it's been a nice jacket. It keeps me warm. I wish the zipper came up just a little bit higher on the neck, just to kind of keep it warm. But in that case, though, all I do is I just wear a gaiter. We can talk about those in a second as well. But that one's been a nice jacket for me. I have another lighter jacket that I'll wear occasionally. It just kind of depends. I've got some rain jackets, depending on the rain. So it's just grabbing which jacket I think is going to be appropriate for that day. I've been really pleased, though. Let me see if I can look up Cabela's and see what their men's jackets and.
So you're saying it's a pretty quality jacket, because I've bought those. We've purchased those cheap jackets, Greg, and the only problem with purchasing the cheap ones is that the zippers or something falls apart. At least with some of the Carhartt stuff that I bought, it's held up a lot better. While you're trying to find the jacket, guys, also what I wear even through the summer all year round, well, for most of it until we get into winter and doing snow, is a weatherproof vintage men's outdoor crew sock from Costco. They're $12. You get a pair of 5, which is also a pretty good deal. I also have some socks from Carhartt that have held up well, and there's a pair of socks I got at Dunham's. They were meant for like super cold winter. I'm drawing a blank on them. I'll have to look. I'll probably try to put them in the show notes, but they're just a thick kind of wool pair of socks, and they've held up really well for me while I've been salting and stuff, and they've kept my feet warm. Really, in this game, depending on the season, if it's in the summer, you want to try to keep everything cool. Winter, keep everything warm. My feet are the first things to get cold on me, and then my hands too. That's why I recommended these insulated knit work gloves from Harbor Freight. Greg, you have a buddy who sells apparel, and he gave you, and I got some from you, some nice work. They're almost like hardware store work mitts that have kept us warm during cleanups. But sock wise, just get breathable socks, at least for the summer, so you don't develop athlete's foot. So these weatherproof socks have done pretty well for me. And then winter, layer up. There's no problem with layering up. Did you find that jacket, Greg? Huh. Right here? Greg? What happened? Did we lose him? Oh, I think he muted himself. You did. Oh, man.
Hello, this is Greg.
You muted yourself.
All right.
Try again.
Yeah. So
That's it.
I'm sorry.
We got to give you the Aaron Sawyer laugh.
Sorry.
Anyways,
the end of his laugh is hilarious.
it's like a depressing sigh, right?
Yeah, I laughed. I can't believe that. It's called Dried Duck Cheyenne Jacket, and it's held up pretty nice. I think I've had it. It's my third season where I have it. I wear it around a lot. I just grab it and grab it and go. And it's a nice jacket. I actually get a lot of compliments on it, and it's a comfortable jacket.
Do good compliments while you're dashing with it, right?
No, with the I rarely have conversations with people when I'm dashing, but they come in half a dozen different colors, and the only downside about it I noticed is it fades in a little bit. I've noticed because it's got a hood on it as well, and when I lift up the hood, when I grab the jacket, when I look where the hood is resting, it's a little bit darker under where the hood is, so it does fade for some odd reason. And but I've found it to be a really nice jacket, really comfortable, warm, and I've been real happy with that one. And then I've got another one. It's a high vis jacket that's insulated as well, and that one's pretty comfortable and keeps me nice and warm as well. It just kind of depends on which day, what I'm going to wear which day.
Well, you just talked about fading. That's a problem with some of the stuff you buy on Amazon or for the kind of high-vis stuff. There's some pretty good high-vis brands on here, guys, but I try to wash everything every day, but I think by washing everything every day, you are probably slowly over time just destroying the shirt. So maybe washing every other day, but because we work out in the sun, the shirts are going to fade. It's because I had a bright orange, Greg, or sorry, not bright orange, a deep orange high visibility shirt that I bought this past year, and it wasn't deep orange like 2 months in. It was a light orange, and it just starts kind of to fray. But just because I just searched on Amazon, high visibility T-shirt 50-50 blend, guys, $21, $20, $9, $16, $14, $10, and so I think that's for some are for one shirts or 1 to 2 shirts, so it's not that bad of a deal. Check Costco though. But I mean, I don't really have any brand top pick for the shirt. Just look for a shirt that's high vis, so don't get mowed over. But that jacket that you're wearing, Greg, sounds like it's a pretty good brand, and it's held up, which is nice, except for that one part you said was fading.
It's been a nice jacket. I've been really pleased with it, and like I said, it keeps me warm. And when I'm wearing a coat like that, that's my goal, is to keep warm. But I layer, like you were talking about layering. So I always throw in the winter or in the fall cleanups or even the spring cleanups, I'll wear I wear a T-shirt, dry tech T-shirt, dry type, and then I'll either put in the winter, I'll generally throw on a turtleneck, and because over top, and that's a long sleeve, so that'll cover my arms up a little bit. And the nice thing is, it's just keeping the neck warm. And when you get that cold air coming down your jacket, it's not comfortable. So I'll throw on a turtleneck, and then I'll throw on a sweatshirt over that. But that dry tech shirt that's the key, is that's keeping that's wicking everything out. And that's going to be one of the things that's going to be the most, probably one of the most helpful things that you're going to have on.
I forgot to talk about this one article of apparel that's really important, Greg, as we kind of park the mower back in the trailer, is safety and glasses. You know a lot about eye protection, Greg, but I found these based off of what you gave me last year. I purchased these May 28th last year. It's the 3M safety glasses Virtua. It's a pair of 20. They're ANSI Z87 unisex anti-fog, scratch resistant. That's questionable, but anyways, I bought these glasses. I purchased them for trimming, and they held up pretty well. But over time, Greg, the glasses get scratched. I don't care what it is or how well you try to protect them, and they're actually fairly durable, because in this business, I've lost a lot of pair of headsets and glasses, and I finally figured that out. Don't mow around in an expensive pair of Oakleys, because I ran over them before and lost them, and get a cheap pair. So 20 of these cost $35. It's interesting. When I bought these last year, Greg, they were $25. So hopefully things were, I don't know why they jumped up $10. Maybe they're just trying to make some money on it. But you, Greg, you are the glasses king, aren't you?
I've been wearing the kind that have the foam, and actually you'd showed me those a couple of years ago. They have the foam that wraps around. Do those ones you have that you were just talking about, do they have the foam on them as well?
These don't have the foam, but Cameron Duncan with the Lawn Care Life in
Missouri,
he wears what you're talking about, the foam glasses. Those just seem to fog up on me, maybe because it's my beautiful, sexy face, Greg, but they just seem to fog up on me. But the foam ones are even better than the ones that I recommended. So if you search 3M foam glasses on Amazon, guys, you'll find them, or message Cameron Duncan, and he can tell you what he got, because he wears those all the time, because he's mowing in Missouri, and it's so dusty over there. These foam glasses, Greg, I mean, you wear them, they suck to your face, and it all in all, it keeps your eyes pretty, don't they?
Yeah, I need my eyes looking pretty good. So the pair I've been buying are the Pyramex, Pyramex, and they're safety glasses. They have a foam that goes around the ridge, and that just gives you a little bit more protection, that because you got stuff flying all over the place and swirling around. So I get a lot less stuff in my eyes. when I'm using that, and I've been pleased with them. The tinted ones, they also have a tinted one as well, or they call it a dark gray. And depending on the day, I'll grab those. If it's really bright out, if it's not too bright out, I'll just grab the clear ones. The anti-fog, just like you said, depends. Depends if they're going to fog up or not. But if it's cooler weather and I'm wearing my gaiter, they tend to fog up, and I can't remember which ones don't fog. If it's for whatever reason, it was the clear or the dark. One of them didn't fog as much as the other ones, but I've been really pleased with these. I buy them like 2, 3, 4 pair at a time, just so that I have them, and because like you said, they scratch up on you, and it's a pain when they get scratched up, and I try and use them as long as I can, but after a while, it's hard to see out of them.
Greg, I have nothing else. What is your biblical truth bomb that you want to leave us as we finally enjoy a Sunday that's sunny and less snowy? I think we're maybe getting like an inch of snow later on this week, but what do you got? What kind of godly wisdom can you impart us?
Before I talk godly wisdom, socks. There's another thing that I found, because you had talked about socks too. I've also found that the Dick's Sporting Goods has these wicking socks, and I've been wearing those, and they're actually fairly reasonable price. You can buy like 6 pair for, I think, around $12. I think I was buying them originally for about $10, but they've been a pretty good pair of socks that I buy a couple. I'll have a half a dozen pair. And the other nice thing is about what we were talking about with boots is I just buy a 6-pack, and then when I notice that I'm starting to wear out. If they're starting to wear out, I just buy another 6-pack. Now I've got all these socks that are all the same color, and I don't have to worry about having ones that are brown and ones that are black. And so that's just what I found is that's easier to do. I just buy the black Dick's Sporting Goods socks, and the Nikes. They're similar to the Nikes, and they're Nikes Dry Fit, and I think they're actually a little bit nicer than the Dry Fit.
Hooray! Thank you, Greg. Can you buy me some of those socks for my birthday?
They're pretty reasonable. I was pretty pleased. I think the Nikes were $20, and for like a 6-pack maybe. And then these Dick's Sporting Goods, they're nice sock. I've been real happy with them.
Great. What is your biblical truth bomb that you want to leave us with?
Actually, we were talking in our church service today. Let me see if I can pull that up here. And it just goes back to when we talk about sin. I got my notebook here. Give me a second here to pull it out. And what we have to remember is that it went back to Adam, and it goes back to Adam. And how Adam acted as the representative of all mankind. Adam actually means mankind, and but he represented us, and he messed up. So we found that he messed up, but Christ the King is better than Adam, and he worked off works of the law cannot rescue us. That like we've seen over time we saw in the Old Testament, everybody was trying to follow the law, and that's never going to work. Christ came along to surpass the law and save us. Adam's sin was powerful enough to doom the entire world. But we still, and I'm reading it here, we still sin, even with the Bible in front of us. Our sin can grow daily, but God's grace abounds to expand over our sin. And that, I thought that was kind of interesting, just the way he put it. And I thought it, and are you still in Adam or are you in Christ? And you will have righteousness imputed in you if you're following Christ. We're still going to sin, but we have righteousness imputed in us when we're following Christ. So
that's perfect. Let me pray quickly. Dear Heavenly Father, I pray we could take Greg's wise, godly words that he heard at, was that church today, right? At church today, and apply it to our lives, Lord. I pray that we could also be like the good soil in Luke and just produce, Lord. And I pray we would just remember that our lawn businesses are not ours, but they're yours, and that we could just be a shining light. That's cliche as it sounds, but just plant seeds, because we might be the only Jesus that some will ever see, even with the lawn care biz. Lord, just bless us this upcoming week. Oh yeah, guys, and if you want to if you want us to talk about anything while we're still in the lull of winter, just shoot an email to turfnerdspodcast@proton.me. And if you want a free sticker, do the same, because Greg's neighbor wants a free sticker. So, all right, guys, thanks.